Hello there, and welcome back to the third part of my Prestige 10 run for Against the Storm, trying to win some keys for a giveaway for you guys, which will happen from here on in 2 days on the 22nd of September in the year 2023. So, if you want to join, leave me a note at Discord. The address for that one is in the description box, or drop me an email and I'll come back to you with the results of the raffle on the 22nd of September, if we win, that is. Now, let's get started with the situation here. So this will be also the last video of this series, so if we're seriously far away from winning, I will fast forward the video and will record the winning part, because that's what I need to give to the developers to be eligible to be part of the giveaway thingy. Now, we are in a pretty tight spot here, so we have a lot of corruption going. Just very happy that we got enough fuel, and we just need to employ a couple of people here. But it is almost storm season. We have a lot of shortcomings, and I really feel as if we need to pack up things and tighten up our pace, because I've lost a lot of people in the last storm. That made us lose quite a lot of patience and quite a lot of workers. So the first thing that I want to do for now is I want to crank out some resolve out of the reputation out of the foxes, as long as we're allowed to do so. The industries here are so far working quite decently. We've also got a couple of things that we can rely on here. For example, the new thing finished is the monastery. We can now employ 3 people in here to reduce the hostility by 100. This will be really helpful for the next storm. I hope that the next storm will be less harsh than the last one, because we've lost way too many people in the last one. And a rough storm season like the last one, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it again. So next year, I want to open up another glade so we can fulfill the next order here. We need to bring up more building materials as well, so there's also some pressure in that direction. Overall, well, I feel like we're making good progress nevertheless. So let's activate that building material thing one more time, because reasons. I'm gonna strip away the bricks though, because that's the one material I have the least steady income of. Okay, so let's just hope we're going to get this done. I need more tools before I personally feel well about going for any bigger exploration again. The good part here is our quest to fulfill religion is practically being fulfilled passively due to the Crimson Reach trees yielding incense, which is exactly the stuff you require to fulfill religious needs. So that's a real boon here for us. Okay, so we're almost at the next reputation point, and we're going to close this window, because during storm I won't gain patience for reputation gain, so I really don't want to gain that reputation point at the wrong time. Alright. I took the break. Alright. That's why it probably would have went not bad at all, but you know, you don't know. So let's unemploy the woodcutters immediately and see how the situation is. No negatives. That's wonderful. I think I can even re-employ a couple of woodcutters easily. But first off, we need to staff the Blight Post. We have way too much corruption and people will die if I don't. Now, the next good point is I think it should be no biggie. Alright, never mind. So we cannot do any woodcutting during the storm season. Alright, it's not the worst thing. We actually are making it through the storm, and I'm very relieved. As a matter of fact, we should be able to do woodcutting. Check this out. Yeah, right. So are we suffering from anything which is giving me a good reason of not cutting any trees? No, there's not. Brilliant. This is so good for us. A lot of my projects are being slowed down because I don't have a steady production on my woodcutters. You know, that's one of the things that's holding me back like nothing else. Okay, so we got only one worker left, but the monastery will help us tremendously. Oh, by the way, we need to put other people into the monastery. It has a bonus on warmth and brewing, so we should totally check out that we're, let's see. Clan Hall has a warmth bonus, so we should insert lizards there as well. But for starters, we're going to do this as follows. Simply because humans are scoring an innate bonus to happiness if they're working there. And that's something we should use for ourselves. Okay, I don't have much more that I can currently do, so let's hack away at the forest here. So which ones do I want most desperately? I think these ones were the ones with minerals, exactly. So holding down control, left control, to make sure that we're not accidentally hacking into the trees there. I'm leaving out the green ones because I don't want these too badly. They only yield plant material. Alright, there we go. That is what I want to have cleared out. Trees with ingots and trees with incense and stone, even. It's brilliant. Alright, we got 17 tools. That's good for starters. That means we can yield reputation out of this source on multiple occasions. Let's see. Is the corruption going well? Yeah, we totally nailed it. Brilliant. So I'm gonna disallow here the usage of timber completely. It's gonna be entirely coal-based now. So here's 40 left, here's 96 left. So we probably need to think about upgrades here as well, rather sooner than later. So okay. Building materials are stressing out my production still, so that is one thing why stuff is so difficult right now. I'm also unwilling to pick up the newcomers, or am I? Yeah, we're going to pick up the newcomers. Just had a change of thought. So we're definitely going to take the caravan with the bricks. And yeah, here we got to unemploy the woodcutters here. Of course. So this neighborhood here is suffering from a lack of people. Okay, no problem. We're gonna put up more lizard housing. So we have 7 of these built. We can have a total of 11 in this settlement, which would make sense. So we're going to put up lizard housing here. Okay, so we're on a good victory road here, my friends. We're on a good, straight road to victory here. Although it's still a pretty tight spot. Good, so meat specialization. Gain 1 lizard for every 25 eggs produced. No thanks. Wow, that's... Do my gatherers here produce meat? Here we produce insect. Here we produce some meat. There we produce some meat. Yeah, it ain't the best choice, but from these that we got, I don't want extra population because that's really hard to control. Besides, I don't have any reliable egg production. We have no flour production. The 10 ember from the trader are just, yeah, well, ugh. Yeah, meat specialization. So we should really try and get ourselves some meat. So let's put the foxes into the geyser pump, and we're going to repair the distillery in the same moment. This will allow me to finally produce porridge. Porridge will help us. So, let's see. Don't know if I can afford 3 people in here, especially since we need woodcutters. But it looks as if we got enough people for couple of woodcutters. There we go. So, got 23 tools. I feel confident here to open up a glade. Oops. So first deleting everything here. Now let's move that bad boy on over here. So this is the last batch of building materials required, so we can now finally release all that. Brilliant. I'm really, really happy about that. So my intention here is, of course, to open up the glade as quick as possible. So, Farleth, my man, what are you trading today? So, the copper ore, I'm totally not interested in that. We could trade that into... Gosh, no! Jeez, do I own any building that can process this? I think I have voluntarily skipped out on these. Now I do regret my decision a bit. Well, whatever. Farleth doesn't really buy anything that I'm quite willing to give away right now. The only things that he's selling are way too costly for me. Although, let's just say we're going to buy a handful of ingots from you, huh? How about that, my man? So, the other materials in my possession, I don't want to give any away. I feel bad about it, but it is as it is. So, this would be a massive trade for us, but sadly, it will happen. Okay, so let's favor the foxes for another time, so we can crank out that happiness. So, what is up for taken here? So, there's the grill, but in all honesty, biscuits, skewers, cheese. This is pretty, I don't like the selection here, okay? So let's see what we find in that glade. It'll be pretty important for me. So guys... Stop whacking the wrong spots, man. Okay. I'm really unhappy with my draft here, but it's one of the last, so we've got to play with that accordingly. But we have a lot of happiness on the foxes. I will crank that over to the lizards at some other point, too. So we have a huge fertile soil patch here, yet another time. The coal deposit, wonderful. And this temple here, oh yeah, we're totally gonna excavate that thing, because we're gonna receive rewards that are very, very appealing to me. It only requires a couple of tools. That's brilliant. That's just what I'd like to see. Praise the sun. We don't have any of the necessary materials for that. I could sacrifice the wildfire essence, but at the end of the day, reputation is what wins me the game. Okay, the herbalist's camp here is a real good pick. Yeah, I think we actually pulled a really, really good spot here. I think now, the more that I think about it, the more I'm sure that this one is a real keeper. Why? Because we have found now several spots of fertile soil. We got a stone deposit even. We can build up another mine, so we're safe in terms of fuel. Yeah, there's a lot of good things around that. So, well, gonna do that thing now. And let's see, so I think I'm going to go for a herb garden here. I don't want grain right now because I opted out of flour production entirely, or did I? No, I got the rain mill. Good God, good thing that I checked it out. So we're going to go for the small farm blueprint. It's amazing how much farming we got in this run. It's one of the farm heaviest runs I've had in a while. Not gonna lie. But I mean, I don't mind. I truly don't. So we are pretty well into the victory direction now, so to say. So, oh yeah, we can now also manufacture porridge. So, wait a sec. Rainwater? They feel comfortable with rainwater, so tell you what we're going to... Let's see. Let's replace that guy, the clan hall, and to the distillery, and that's what I wanted. See, we're back in business now. So at the distillery, we're going to transform veggies and grain together with all the waters that we got into porridge, which is a really, really good way of getting yourself money, food in. Food is important because food makes people happy, and happy people are resilient against the storm, you know? Pretty simple logic here. The only thing bothering me is we don't have any workers available to do anything here, so let's see, where can I squeeze away a person where we won't notice it too badly? So, the crude workstation, yeah, well, ish. You know what, we're not going to notice it if 2 miners are not mining anymore. By the way, how many building materials do we have allocated here right now? So, scouts are idle in Herbalist's camp. Well, that won't be forever a point. Wonderful. So, we're really cranking out a lot of resolve here. Actually, right now, my colony is insanely thriving just due to happiness alone. It's a really, really good takeaway. So, the farm will kick into gear next year, not this year. We're not gonna make it this year. So what do we have here? Incense production. What do we need for incense production? Well, insects, roots. Didn't opt into the correct thing here, but biscuits would be possible. We have everything we require for biscuits. So the apothecary, it's pretty interesting insofar as it gives me the opportunity to produce incense in larger amounts. The kiln is totally not interesting because we have our coal production somewhere else. You know what? The apothecary is amazingly fitting to my businesses. But we are also going to go first. I don't know. I don't have a rain mill yet, don't I? No. So that's one of the very first things that I want to create. And then the apothecary, of course, as well. Scouts are idle again. Dang. It's because we don't get the lumber quick enough in. It's really tragic. So, oh yeah, that's another reason for us not having enough workers. Too many lizards in the blight post. They're chilling out. Alright, so let's see. We do have enough fabric. I'm going to limit this production to 50. But clearly, we can gain a lot of happiness out of coats as well. Because if I remember correctly, the humans do like it, yeah. Although, gotta say, doesn't warrant the employment of 2 people. No. There's not enough business going on there. The humans make up one of the smaller portions of the populace, so... Alright, I'm releasing the favoring of the foxes because I wanted to have the favoring on cooldown. They yielded us a lot of reputation already, and we're just going to repeat that with the lizards in the next year. Hopefully that'll get us towards victory. So, we still need more of these things going on. Dang. Whatever, so the herbalist's camp will help us out in this area. Now let's see, we got 103 coal on our bank. It's really good. And I'm very tempted to just close down shop at one of those mines and reopen it somewhere else. You know, get the parts out and then restart it somewhere else. So I'm going to put up a weaver here. I'm trying to free up humans. But it seems as if most of my humans are working at an optimal spot at this point. So here, the woodcutter we can release. Okay. Just want to have 2 unemployed humans at the beginning of the next season for the small farm, because during storm they can fertilize that spot. This will make the yields go uppity up. Okay, so we're going to put up some more houses for the lizards, because, you know, it's just a simple logic for me. The more I do this, the more happiness they'll have, and the easier it'll be to win this game. So, next storm incoming. We are on hostility 5 already, which is really an awful lot. So, I really dislike that. So, let's see, luxury goods. I was able to produce these at the carpenters. Is there anything I'm producing that I could put up there? Not really. So, at the apothecary, I can transform herbs, water, and ingots into tea. Dang, that's not gonna happen. We can transform herbs and coal into incense, though. That's something I'm totally down for. Here we take berries and grain and transform them into biscuits. That's totally okay for me as well. Oh, the foxes like that job. Perfect. So I'm going to limit that to 50, and the biscuit production will be always more important than the incense production. Let's point it down like that. And here we could use yet another human. Jeez. And here we're just going to go flat out for flour production. So we got some low resolve happening here. Just gonna mill the grain. So let's unemploy everybody. Oh, perfect. This is so fortunate. So we're going to put the lizards here into the job. We don't have enough fuel for this task. Jeez. That is pretty concerning. So I hope that one remaining cyst doesn't blast us here directly. The good point about what's happening here is the only people's resolve being low is the lizards, and their resolve always drops the slowest. Of all species, lizards freak out the slowest from the storm. You see their number drops really super slow. So I'm not willing to pick up the newcomers right now. They have to wait. I'm very sorry for that, but it is as it is. So we really do struggle with fulfilling our tasks here. That's something I didn't see coming. But luckily we get enough reputation via resolve and other sources. So we should be blasting into glades as soon as possible for the trailblazing. And I really hope that we'll be able to produce some more incense over the course of the time. So, there we go. I think I want to crank up the production here as much as I can. And actually put the incense above the biscuits. We have enough food. There we go! The lizards are actually happy again. Brilliant. And we do actually have a tiny little bit of production running here. I'm super happy. So next year, we'll have grain. And hopefully this will allow us to win that. So I think now is a good time to pick up the newcomers. Parts. Hell yeah, you guys are so welcome. And as you see here now, we have reduced the happiness there substantially enough. So there we go. What would we yield out of that? Corruption resistance, so totally want to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4 of each other's. These are stupidly costly, I'm well aware of that, but it's a investment worth the money. Because a chance to yield double amounts of everything, whatever it is amazing. So, let's put new people into the mines. And I don't think we need to get that Trapper's Camp. But I'd love to have yet another mine as soon as I find it. Do we have the parts necessary for that? Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay, so we need a little bit more housing here. It's always the same, more housing. But, you know, so 2 houses are missing. We do by now have enough lizard houses for the entire populace. It's pretty good. The humans do need a couple more of them. I'm feeling very sorry for the foxes, but it's for me just not in my budget to pay the ingots they require. I need those ingots for tools. End of the story. So, 50% amount of goods produced in a small farm. Very, very tempted. Newcomers give more stuff? Nah. We're taking the extra income from the farm. That's gonna be massively advantageous for us. Alright, so we got to make sure that the wood cutting is happening at a spot where it is actually beneficial for us. Apart from that, let's see what this fine young lady has in store for me. So, I need amber for this quest. So, luxury goods. I don't see anything I could produce luxury goods out of. Sad. So, there is not really anything that I totally wanted to have from her. So, what are we going to buy? I think we're just going to go for a luxury treatment of good food, because that's really getting you somewhere. This is a small boost in morale for us, and we're going to profit quite a lot from that. So there we go. This will be not much, but I just want to get something done with what we got here. So, favoring the lizards now should yield us tremendous amounts of happiness. Okay, so I could blast open these 3 glades quite quickly to get me some new point of reputation. That would be that. Then we'd need ancient tablets. We haven't found any of these, and I don't expect us to find any of them anytime too soon either. So that's very unfortunate, but it is as it is. Cannot really change that. So we need to crank out quite a lot of resolve points, but checking out what's going on with the lizards, it's actually quite possible that we are going to go successful here. We should employ another person at the butcher. So let's see where we can get that person from. Nowhere. So it seems as if we actually could really use a couple of extra workers here and there, but I'm unwilling. You know, I'm just unwilling. So here's another entire reputation point. And I got the feeling as if we are producing quite nice numbers of incense by now. So, the foragers, do they even... No, they don't. Perfect. So, we can delete that foragers camp. Quite happy about that, simply because it opens up a lot of material that or personnel that we can use elsewhere. Okay, so the lizards are not happy enough to crank out reputation, but we can achieve that with the humans. Alright. So... let's try to crank up the training gear production as much as we can. Although I don't have any reeds anymore, so we're going to allow the usage of planks here as well. I know this is quite radical, but at the same time I also know that this is making you lizards damn happy. So, I'm allowing that. Alright, so... Didn't I put up a spot where we were able to process copper? Oh, well, I don't remember anymore. Okay, so need for religion is being fulfilled. I don't want to do the glade blasting right away, because I feel as if this should be a thing, a last ditch effort, you know. So here we go. More reputation via humans. I think we're making great progress this way. Don't even know if I need to be too worried about this at all. I'm just a little bit sad that we're not able to put up the ancient tablets or anything. Neither am I able to produce the luxury goods that we require. So let's see, could we produce any of these ale, scroll, incense scrolls here? We got leather, but we don't have the other materials. So let's see, wine, no, pigments. We can create pigments, wonderful. So that's what we're going to do. Not out of... So there we go. Let's limit that to 30. And this way we can produce the luxury goods that we require. We do need 20 packs of these though, so that's quite a lot. But since we can now create that out of scrolls, because we can now create scrolls, can't we? Ugh. There. So, scrolls. There goes. Yo. Alright, so it's working out all as intended. Let's prioritize the housing projects, because these are just more important than the rest. Oh, the decoration projects are coming along quite nicely, too. So, yeah. We're we're killing it, guys. So, I'm gonna accept that point, mainly because of the extra grain production. We will have grain in the next harvest there, so it's gonna be quite valuable. Advanced grain collector. Nah, thanks. Tea house. I think I already have one of these. Smithy. So none of these buildings are particularly tasty for me, so I'm actually gonna do the reroll here. So, Explorer's Lodge. Yeah, well, no. Herbalist's Camp, Scribe, Tool Shop. Well, none of these is particularly appealing right now. Too bad. But we do need a couple of points more. So what does the Explorer's Lodge give me? +1 global resolve forever rebuild or salvage ruin. Hot damn, I need that. Good thing that I double checked. These secondary effects of these buildings are often massively powerful. Okay, so the woodcutters don't have any stuff to cut now anymore in their vicinity. How tragic. We have a huge amount of fuel available. Alright, let's see what the storm will bring. The foxes are definitely happy enough. And there goes the storm. So, we got some cases of unhappiness, and we have a little bit too much. But it is something that is easily fixable. No, it ain't. So we need to, we need some place where we can put the fox ad. Is that enough? Almost. So let's check out if we can find another fox that we can put somewhere where he's feeling comfortable with it. Let's see, are we... Why is my fuel so low at all times? Alright. Looks as if we're going to resolve our problem automatically, as it seems. Okay, so we're going to destroy this mine, because we're going to wander to the next one. Simple as that. Okay. So, that's stable, after all. I'm very, very concerned about the cysts, though. So I do foresee a death or two. I'm very afraid that this will happen. Alright, the foxes went unhappy again. So, is there anybody? Is there any rainwater job that I could put them to? Nah, I already picked up everybody. Yeah, well, looks like we're going to lose one of our special people. Thing is, after that, there will be no more unhappiness. There we go. So, clan steward. Okay. Let's see how that plays out. So they're producing Blightfire now? But it doesn't seem as if we're dying from the cysts there. I'm pretty confident that actually picking up that Firekeeper's armor trait has kept me from a lot of problems. Okay. So we're so far not producing anything. Okay. Totally should put the humans into this workplace because they have a chance of double yields. Alright, so we're pretty close to winning, my friends. Very, very pretty close. Okay, so we got that mine. I want to make sure that it gets upgraded ASAP. So we're going to... Let's see. How are we going to tackle this now? My foxes are right now naturally happy. Take that. So... But I bet that will stop as soon as we have enough woodcutters employed. Although, no, never mind. The foxes don't care about the hostility of the forest. Keep forgetting that. So what do we have here? Stone production, herbs production, resources that we sacrifice are longer. Well, let's just pick up the flat stone production and see what that'll bring us. So our friend Bliss here has training gear. That's really important to me. Or I'll be buying something else there. So you know what? We're trying to buy now as much as we can from of these things. So let's see. Wine is relatively cheap. Incense is relatively costly. The basic idea of mine here is a quite simple one. I want to make sure that... Let's see. 108 of my coal. Yikes. I don't want to. So let's pay it like that. Probably leave those out because they're not that important. That pack of building materials, we don't need it either anymore. And now we're filling up with 50 coal. Good. So that wine we've bought will now flow directly into the luxury goods. And that'll be, as a matter of fact, enough to produce what we require for that job. So we now still need to acquire the amber. Let's do this. 8 amber we do need. So... No, we can't. It's not a good idea to sell my amber to get amber. So... Yeah, whatever. We got enough coal to keep the business running. We got 2 mines that are fully staffed out. We can't afford to do this. This gives me the amber that I need for that quest, so we got yet another reputation point crossed out, and we do need a bit more housing here. So, well, not particularly proud of myself here, but I'm going to do this like that. Alright, so Let's carefully speed up things a little bit. We are really, really close to winning and losing at the same time, so really got to be careful about that situation. So with the luxury goods, we're going to push the unhappiness one more time downwards. The impatience. But turns out that our foxes are not regularly enough happy right now to crank out resolve reliably. That's tragic. So yeah, we're slowing down here for a bit. It's gonna be a short course. So this one will be 0.3 out of that one. We can blast open the glades here, so that'll help too. That makes 2 of these. We can open up another can of boxes. That makes 3, but we still need a few points more, so yeah. It's gonna be still quite an exciting ride. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so at this point I will actually pause this recording, and I must play this now. The last part of this I'm going to play off camera because I don't want to record another episode that would drag the series too long. So I'll be explaining how I won once I've won. So if I win, let's wish me luck, guys. So, here we are in the victory lane, so to say. We have now only left to cut open that glade, and we're gonna either win via the resolve gain of our human populace or by finishing that quest here. Alright, the human populace just decided to be too needy, but this will be the success for us too. So, just to sum up what made the big differences, the Explorer's Lodge, the +5 global resolve totally changed everything, and then I just picked up a couple of things outside there, boxes and such, and the last trader I met, I've bought all the ingots from him that I could, selling all the other things that I didn't require anymore, because I knew that with the remaining tools we would be able to net in this victory. So my good friends, I did it! I did it this time. So this has been a Prestige 10 run. I thank you so much for watching. We're going to be able to get that down as the thing that gives us a couple of keys. So I'll be telling you in 2 days how things went. I really don't know what I should have done, but, well, we're gonna see. Thanks for watching, everybody. Drop me your comments down below, leave me your thumbs up, and consider subscribing. I'll be down if you'd be doing that. And, of course, consider checking out Patreon, PayPal, or buy me a coffee. I'd be delighted about some support. See you there, and have a nice day.